EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for March 1st, 2019. To start off the new month, we are definitely coming in like a lion to start the month of March, and we're going to have several systems over the next couple of days and a snowy weekend for some, and we're going to get into that in this video. This is first looking at that system that came in last night, and you're waking up in a lot of areas to a fresh snow cover, and in some places a couple inches of snow from this system that came through overnight. So this will be moving out this morning very quickly. And I don't expect anything but a leftover snow shower this morning, and that should be out of here. But we have right on its heels another system that's going to come in overnight tonight into Sunday morning. Now, this originally, and admittedly, and we were talking about this in the last video too, we had a storm system that you can see right here. See that moving up the coast here. Now, the GFS is probably wrong with the thermal profiles here compared to some other models that are much colder than this. But the whole idea here is this low pressure was not here when I did the video yesterday. It was all the way down here. So there's been quite a shift just in the last 24 hours with this low center that is going to allow for a more robust solution. This is no longer a weak wave, and it's actually going to move up and turn into a nor'easter for New England. I mean, that's not going to be a huge storm, but it's enough that these areas here weren't expecting anything just 24 hours ago, and now you could be getting a pretty good snowfall out of it. So parts of our area will also get some snow out of this. I think if I had to pick a point right now, I'd say it's probably from Saturday is going to be areas north of that line. So pretty close to I-78. So north of that line there, you're going to have at least a mix or snow up in these areas out of the system here on Saturday. South of there, you might be like a mix in between here, and then even further south of there, then you're going to be rain. And that is for Saturday. This is no longer just a flurries type thing anymore, because this is not a weak wave further southeast like it was shown last night. It is further northwest and tucked a little bit more amplified, and therefore you get some more snow on the northwest side of this. Now, going back here, here's the GFS doing this, bringing this in on Friday evening, probably late evening, and through the overnight. And it does, again, the thermal profile is probably incorrect here. It's showing snow confined to just far northern areas here, but I think it's a little bit further south, just looking at some of the other guidance that disagrees with this, with the thermal profiles of the GFS. So I think it's going to be a little bit further south where we get the snow, even though this is showing rain here as it moves out. You will have the opportunity for some snow. As a matter of fact, let me go over to the latest NAM, and I'm going to show you, this is this morning, this is just a leftover snow shower, and going forward from this point, here is our system coming in Friday evening. You see that down here, and it continues up the coast. This is a simulated radar, and look what happens here by the time you get to just around midnight or just after. You get snow breaking out here in the interior. You just see that snow line is further south than what the GFS was indicating, where it had rain in basically all of these areas, and then that continues into the overnight. And this is several inches of snow, folks. This is not just coating to an inch type stuff here. The NAM is actually suggesting that it would be another 2 to 4 inches type thing here on Saturday. So not a huge storm. That's not the issue. The issue is it was just 24 hours ago. It was showing nothing, and now we're starting to adjust. And they're starting to adjust to the fact that this is going to be a little bit closer, and that's why you get some snow breaking out here on the northwest side where it's colder. But that does move out later in the overnight period. This is mainly a Friday night deal into very early Saturday morning. This is actually looking at Saturday morning, just a few residual snow showers left over at that point. But this being more robust is actually going to set up the system behind it. If it is more robust, the more robust this system is, it actually lowers the height field behind this system for the next one, which would make it a little bit more progressive, a little flatter, so it's not going to be a big amped system that cuts and turns snow to rain, but it is going to allow for colder air to filter further south, theoretically. Okay, a lot of theoretical stuff going on here because there's so many changes just in the last 24 hours here with these models. So anyway, going on from this point, I'll show you what that means for the GFS. Because it amps up this system, the height field is lowered behind it, and then you have the next system coming in. Looks like Sunday afternoon, and it comes in as snow. Look how far south the snow is with this one. Okay, this is all the way down to I-95, and you're getting accumulating snow here late Sunday evening, and Sunday night, and then this moves out before daybreak on Monday. The rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, are going to be cold, very cold actually for this time of year. at least 10 degrees below average for high temperatures, and it should be dry for that entire period, Monday through Thursday. So I'm not going to get into that, but I do want to concentrate on another different solution. The GFS did adjust southeast, but it might have gone too far southeast. We'll see. Here's what it shows for on the GFS for overnight Sunday night. Here's the Canadian. This is the only other one I have this evening. I had some other ones that are kind of secondary and tertiary models I don't really want to use in the video, and I don't have the European model available yet, but my suspicion is that it's going to also shift southeast from where it was earlier, where it was really amped up and cutting this inward. We didn't really think that was the right idea with a really amped up system in this kind of progressive, fast-moving pattern, but it was still enough that we could give you, a quick 3 to 6, 4 to 8 inch snowfall, and I think it's what we're going to be looking for here out of this system here on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon through Sunday night. All right, and here's what the Canadian model does. It does amp this thing up a little bit and brings a low pressure right to here. So your rain snow line here, where it never turns over to snow, would be or over to rain, is northwest of that line. South of there, it does. Okay, so there's some very fine line here of what we're dealing with, and close cutoffs. Of course, this is always trouble in this area where we have to judge where that cutoff is going to be, and we have not one but two different systems to look at over the next couple of days here, and these are going to shift around a little bit over the next 24 to 48 hours. So we're going to have a first call out this morning, actually a call map, I should say. We're going to have a call map this morning for the system coming in on Friday night, and we'll have a map out for that, a discussion, and then at 5 p.m. we will have a second additional map for this system. Hopefully we'll have a better idea what this is going to do at that time too. We'll take our first stab at that. Again, one system's going to set up the other, so this is not a situation where we just have one just meandering off lazily off the coast here and doesn't really do too much, and then we're just concentrating on Sunday night. Don't sleep on Friday night. Friday night could be a surprise for a lot of people that weren't expecting it. There's going to be a lot of forecast changes, and this has been an absolute forecast nightmare for us, and I'm sure many other outlets, with trying to get this, these changes in line for the last minute here. But I don't think it's going to be rain as far north as it's shown here on the GFS on Saturday. Again, the NAM is showing something a little bit different with snow in the interior. I think that's probably your idea with the overnight Friday night system, and it probably gets to around this point here. So we'll continue to monitor this. A lot of changes, a lot of things going on, probably going into storm mode at some point this morning. Again, the first weather alerts will have the map probably around 10:30 or 11, probably 11 o'clock this morning. We'll have the first stab at what's going on for Friday night, and then we'll have another update at 5 p.m., which will include both waves. The one for the 11 o'clock release this morning, which is Friday night, and the second one for Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, which will be our first stab at that particular storm. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for March 1st, 2019. Have a great Friday.